everyone, this is V, Buzzing with V. Welcome to another video. Today we are using some alpha dies from scrapdivadesigns.com. These are all of the dies that you get in the set. They're called Candy Cane Alphabet, and they are 54 pieces at 1 inch in height approximately. So you get the base and you also get the layering piece for that to make your candy cane alphas. So let's go ahead and get started. But before we do that, head on over to scrapdivadesigns.com, check out her Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Pinterest, and check out the hashtag to gain more inspiration from other talented crafters. I picked up some clear plastic tablecloth fabric by the yard from Walmart, and get the smallest gauge. That would roughly be the thinnest plastic that you see there or close to it. So look how cute these are. I didn't want to put any bag topper on this whatsoever. I needed it to be see-through so you can see on the back, and I will share my project that I made very soon for these. But for now, we are just making these and featuring the die set. So I'm very happy how it came out. Imagine these in different colors and traditional styles as well, reds and some blues possibly, and some burgundy. It would look so amazing. So these are the dies that I'm using. I'm using my Sizzix Sidekick to die cut these out, considering they are very small. So I figured this would be the best die cut to use for these. I chose to go with the bubblegum pink cardstock for Michaels. I picked it up in the open cardstock aisle, I believe this last spring, so I'm not sure if they still have it. I'm using the gold cardstock. It's the bright foil cardstock from Cut Cardstock. I will have them linked below. I just love this gold foiled cardstock. It's very durable, I think, in my opinion, and I just love the thickness as well. It's just all around nice. I like the matte finish as well. So I'm using Barely Arts, no hot glue today. As you all know, I am the biggest fan of hot glue. So here I am just gluing them down with the Barely Arts glue. It gives me time to position those pieces in place, and this is what it looks like. So the other pink cardstock that I'm using for the word bow is also from Michaels, and I did pick that up in their open cardstock, and it is still available now. I just went there last week, finally able to visit Michaels for a bit, and picked up some cardstock and some other goodies as well. So I didn't show you how those words look on top of those dies, so I wanted to show you that here real quick so you can kind of get a feel of how it would look at home. I'm using this tablecloth plastic from Walmart, and I just eyeball it. You can use a ruler and measure it and get it nice and cut out the way you'd like it. However, time is of the essence for me, and I had to eyeball it. You know, in art, nothing is perfect, even with crafts, so I just decided to eyeball it and fix all my imperfections later after I do my stitching. Let's head on over to my sewing machine and get sewing. So here is my plastic. I folded it in half. Once you're ready to make your pouch, stitch 3 sides of that plastic. This will form your baggie. So we're going to add the letters later. It's time to clean up my imperfections, and I just take my scissors and snip off the excess, make everything straight as can be, and just follow the stitching lines. If you don't want to do stitching, you are able to use your photo heat tool for that. So take some glitter of your choice. I'm using this Recollection specialty glitter mix for Michaels. I just love it. It has all of the pinks and iridescence in there, and it just makes everything look so beautiful. I'm taking my little baggie to my sewing machine to add the alphas to the top of my pouch. Look how that turned out. I just love the clear and the alphas, the pinks, everything is just eye candy to me. I just love it. So it's very simple, you guys. Very simple to create something like this. don't feel that the need to use stitching, you are able to use the We Are Memory Keepers fuse tool so to recreate something like this. You can also use plastic bags and just glue on your alphas to the top of the bag and recreate something like this as well. So here I'm showing you that what happens if you sew your alphas together with your pouch. There are imperfections, and for me, it doesn't bother me at all. It still looks beautiful to me. And see, the other one where I did the second way of stitching the alphas to the plastic is by stitching the pouch all together and then doing another stitch on top of the alphas. So it's a little bit more work. So I'm going to show you how to do that now. So here I'm folding my plastic together and going to eyeball it and cut it like the previous one. I'm using a bulldog clip to keep my plastic in place so it doesn't move around. And also eyeballing it and just snipping the excess off. And I do prefer to do the second way of sewing alphas to plastic. I don't mind the extra stitching. I think the double stitching looks nice. It just gives it some character. It's just added character. That's all it is. So here I am just doing that, and I sewed it all off camera, and as you can see here, I did only 3 sides, and just showing you how that looks here. And so I also stitched the fold. You don't have to do that. If you're adding a bag topper, you don't have to do that part. So the fold would be where your bag topper is, and you don't have to stitch that part. But I'm stitching it, and I'm not doing a bag topper, so now it's time to snip off the excess and clean up my imperfections here. So I'm heading on over to my sewing machine, or bringing my sewing machine to me, and stitching those alphas to the top of that pouch. As you can see here, there's double stitching there. I do not mind that. You may, however, I don't. So as well as there's no imperfections on the top of that plastic, you can see it's flush together and straight. So however you prefer to do it would be the best thing for you. Okay, so I'm adding my bow here, and I almost forgot to add that glitter in there. I'm so glad I remembered. So I'm going to stitch the bottom there and doing that off camera, and this is what it looks like. I added the glitter, and I'm going to cut the excess off as well. One thing I did forget to mention is that there are some coordinating numbers with these alpha dies called candy cane numbers. I also have a discount code. It's V10. That'll save you 10% for the entire website, and I will have all the links below. This concludes the video. I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I will see you guys in the next video.